Hey, hey, what is up? It's Jim. I'm back with another Tiller tip, and this week I might be a Mariners fan. Like, holy cow, do you see this hat I'm wearing? Is this not the coolest hat? I got it in Seattle this weekend. We went there for our annual boys baseball trip, and that is a tradition unlike anything else. I love it. I'm so thankful for it. Me and my buddies, Mark and Jeremiah, we meet up every summer. We live in different cities now, and we meet up every summer with our boys. They have sons the same age as Anderson, all born within a few weeks, and we meet up and we are trying to hit all the major league ballparks by the time these boys turn 18. And I love it. I'm so grateful for it. It's always a great trip. This year was uniquely good. Seattle was super fun. It was supersonic fun, if you would. We just had a really great time. It's always good to see Mark and Jeremiah. Like, I was able to share a lot of what's going on in our lives, and they are guys I can be authentic with. They are Aaron's and hers, and they can hold my arms up when I'm weak and weary. And so it's good to catch them up on some stuff that's happening. And it's just a really great thing. And so Seattle, there's only one ballpark anywhere close in the region. So this was a one-off trip, and just really had a great time. But part of what made it good was, 14 years old, these boys are like in a ripe age, and in a multitude of reasons. One of the things that, and I'll focus on Anderson here, one of the things that a 14-year-old can struggle with is acne. And Anderson had this big old zit that was just like glorious. And at some point on Saturday, I think maybe we were at Pike Place Market, Mark's like, "Hey, Anderson, that looks disgusting. Let me have at it." Like, he comes in and he comes in and just like is like trying to like pop this zit, and I guess it wasn't ready or whatever. But I'm like, bro, that is super extra. I wasn't even gonna do that, but Mark's like, "Yeah, man, Anderson's my boy. I love him." So, no big deal. And so didn't think much of it. And Sunday morning, Jeremiah and Dieter had to head back home pretty early in the morning. And so Mark and I are sitting on this patio at the condo that we rented overlooking downtown Seattle. It is like picturesque. It's gorgeous. And we're talking and catching up about a bunch of things. And then Anderson comes out and, he's like, "Hey, thanks for trying to pop my zit yesterday." And Mark's like, "Yeah, no problem. I don't mind, like I want to help you any way I can." And then Mark just like kind of slipped into this coachable moment that was just wild to watch. And I loved it. And he's like, that kind of pus isn't my favorite, but like there's something that I do that really helps me that's kind of similar, that like makes me feel like that's not that big of a deal. And Anderson's like, "What are you talking about?" And Mark's like, "I can really struggle with depression and anxiety, and so I do this exercise where I will lay down and I will imagine all these worries, all these anxieties, all these desires, all the fears and all the things that I regret, like all that kind of stuff just kind of floating around me, kind of crowding me out. And it's these bubbles that like are overwhelming." And so I'm laying there like picturing all of these, and then I choose some of them and I start to pop them because they're just not that like significant. They're not that important. And so it's like, okay, this one right here, like I'm actually going to physically pop it, and this is all imaginary, but he imagines it like oozing out and dissipating, and then now there's more room and the bubbles can kind of readjust, and it's like, all right, well, this one really isn't that significant either. I could just get rid of that. And he literally lays there and visualizes this and lightens his load in this act. And I'm like, that is so cool, because what that is meditation. Like, Mark is doing meditation to try to process through what is crowding him out, what is like, bearing down on him. And it's an exercise he learned somewhere, and he's now sharing it with my son, who also has a lot of things to be anxious about, things to be sad about. And I just love it because like, I, I don't know how to tell Anderson how to meditate, how to process through what he's feeling. Like, I can to some degree, but like, how much greater is it when it's like another man who's like, hey, Anderson, let me help you with something, not just your physical zit, but like the emotional zits that are crowding you out. Like, maybe there's a way to process through it. Let me show you how I meditate. And I hope that was a significant moment for Anderson. I have not had a chance to follow up with him yet, but he's been sick and he's been traveling on his own trip. And so I can't wait to catch up with him to see, like, hey, did you grab hold of that? Did you learn anything from it? Because I know I did. Like, Mark is a hero of mine for how he has endured some really hard, depression and anxiety. And Jeremiah, like, I think meeting with him on FaceTime tomorrow and catching up more with him, and he's a hero of mine because, like, they've both gone through hard things, and yet still choose to be an Aaron and her in my life and allow me to be that in their life. It's just amazing. And so I wanted to share with you what it looked like to pop bubbles, because that might be the most tangible way to meditate that I think I've ever heard. And so that's what I have for you today. That is the Tiller tip. Go pop them bubbles. So that's what I have for this week. Thankful for Mark and Jeremiah. Thankful for you guys for checking these out. Thankful for probably my second favorite team now, the Mariners. I loved it. It was so much fun. You guys got to go at some point and check it out. So, all right, that's what I have. Thanks for checking this out, and I will see you next time. All right, see ya.